For I've been through the mill since we got off the road last time.
3 years.
So when
right?
when we embarked on this thing, when we went to go do the theater tour, right?
Yeah.
When we popped back to Los Angeles, I just stayed in a hotel. I didn't even go home.
So you're glad to get back on the road,
I'm
right?
very glad to be there. Yeah.
Have you been enjoying the dates, like the pre-tour shows you did, and this one? I mean,
Well, this one, this I haven't swallowed this one yet, because it's like first time we've ever headlined in front of how many people?
40,000.
I'm in agony. How many?
40,000.
Well, yeah, exactly. So in that sense, yeah, it was fucking major. And then, the theater tour was killer because it gave us a chance to get back and get toe to toe and realize where the balls of the band really was, whereas opposed to like going out there and jerking off for 40,000 people and they're just screaming just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
You start to see that that we really have to do something. That we have to actually play and perform. Above par, or at least a par.
Yeah.
And that makes you work hard. Otherwise, we turn to lazy old, which is not happening.
Has the band changed in like any significant way because you got like a keyboard player now, you got a new drummer?
No, because it's been so long, and then when we worked the whole thing into the album, tell them to get the. When we worked through the album and all that, we were pretty much used to it. We'd already sort of built up. We got used to working with Matt like that, and then Digi came in, and it was just piano, which I'm used to listening to anyway, with whatever other bands it is that I'm listening to.
Yeah.
It's got piano in it, so we just got, it just got sort of like happened.
So you were never in the market for like a big synth sampler player or anything, apparently, right?
No, Kurt, come on.
Well, you never know,
Big synth sampler player. You can see it on the record, synth sampler. Probably is on there too.
No doubt there are some people out there saying, well, these
no,
days...
there is actually some synth on the new record, but it's not like Milli Vanilli didn't do. No, it's not that kind of stuff. It's just with the bands playing and there's some other stuff like thrown in, and just because we were screwing around, it's very Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And we did work with somebody, I won't mention his name, that was using samples on the drums, and like when Axl and I discovered it, we flipped, literally. We were like, what? So this Guns N' Roses samples.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So no doubt there are some fans out there saying, these guys made a record back in 1987 and they haven't done a full album since then. What's taken so long? Is it just...
there's a lot of stuff that's taken made it take a long time. It was success, made it take a long time. That sudden realization of like being huge blew my mind, threw me for a loop, right? Especially because we were sort of like just not from that school at all. Yeah. So that took a little while. That took till just recently for me to adjust to, just as far as home life goes. Yeah. And then there was the associated drug problems that ensued, and then there was the situation with Steven, and then finding somebody to replace Steven, and finding somebody to fit into the band, fit into the folds, right? Which was no easy task at all. It's not like we couldn't put an ad in the Post, And then after that, it was getting us into working out the material with Matt, and then getting in the studio. We did the studio stuff really quick, like the basics, and I went in and did guitars and all that stuff, and then we just spent a lot. We enjoyed being in the studio, And although we did want to go out on tour, we had all this material and we wanted to do it good. So and plus we just sat around and like sort of watched the music scene turn into sludge again. That was very fun. So we just hung out until the timing was right. Yeah. And now we're out there we're touring, we're headlining, granted, but we're touring on our own merit, so to speak. When the record comes out, it'll take whatever it is that we're doing now that much further, but at the same time, we're out there and doing it just as a band. And if we can entertain 40,000 people without any kind of material for them to recognize, which isn't really fair, but at the same time, it's really good for us and it's making us work hard. And we're still going to give you a good show. And if I remember correctly, that's how we started out in clubs.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a record out or anything.
Yeah.
You know, so it brings us more back down to cult level. Not the band, the cult, but...
a level of cult.
Yeah. Not the level of the cult either.
Well, no, I didn't.
I think that's, yeah.
Did everything...
You said it, not me.